Pretty good. How about you?
Okay, we're gonna ignore you. I'm Galactic Kitten Cosplay, and this is.
Hi, I'm Mechanical Space Cosplay.
And we're gonna go over some tips for shopping for materials, cosplay, and anything that you might need so that your cosplays turn out absolutely perfect. All right. Let's start with where you should not buy from. Don't buy from Easy Cosplay. They have terrible customer service.
It's really hard to get a hold of their customer service. I have multiple times been sent the wrong size. Their shipping is really long and can be very expensive depending on what you're getting from them.
I had a cosplay take 3 months to come from them, and I paid for the express shipment. It should have been there in less than 30 days. So bad.
Oh yeah, no, I actually got a Nora cosplay from them, and the skirt was so big, even though it was like supposed to be a lot smaller, and I gave them the proper measurements. It was like 10 inches too big, and I had to hem it.
And oftentimes, their products are actually of low quality. You're going to see your seams ripping out, you're going to see fraying along the hem lines. It's just overall very poor quality. At one point, they were decent quality, mid quality, I'd say, but anymore, you are taking a huge risk with your money, and any chance of ever getting that money back when they inevitably mess up.
The only good thing I can say about them though is that if you're getting like the cheap cosplay, sometimes you get a good one, but not always. They're like 95% bad and
I love
5%.
that Peppa. That is just beautiful.
That is beautiful, Peppa.
All right, so who here has Amazon Prime and/or shops on Amazon? Show of hands.
I do.
I think all of us. My Anakin is from Amazon because my aunt was trying to be nice.
This is from Amazon.
Yes. So Amazon is hit or miss. Some of the things you can do to not get screwed over with Amazon is to check reviews. A lot of the more decent places are going to have 4.5, 5-star reviews. And you'll be able to tell real reviews from paid reviews. They'll often have photos of like somebody actually in the costume, or like somebody's house. You'll like see wood flooring or something in the background. And also they have, Amazon Prime customer service. They'll basically just give you anything, just don't complain to them.
Exactly. A lot of times with Amazon, I find that their wigs are really good. You can get super great quality wigs from them at a decent price. But sometimes with the cosplays, this actually happened to my fiance who ordered a Beto. Her cosplay came missing 2 pieces. It came missing the eye patch and the cape, and we couldn't get, because we didn't really know the seller or the reputation of the seller, we couldn't really get a refund for those pieces.
Yeah, that's the one she's wearing today, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one that I had to personally modify it.
The one that's
And we personally had to make a cape. That's another thing. With Amazon cosplays, you do have to be careful of the seller because some will give you really low quality.
However, Amazon, if you're looking to use parts, like you want to order a cosplay for cheap and then use it for parts to build or make something or make patterns out of, that is a great idea. I do that all the time.
It's also a great way to get fabric from cosplays. Like if you have I bought a Venti cosplay from there, and I was gonna use it for fabric, just for his cape, because it has a pattern on it and it's pre-printed.
Yeah. However, don't expect affordable plus size shipping. That's probably the one area I think Amazon fails in. They allow sellers to massively upcharge plus size cosplays compared to what the cosplayer would regularly go for. So if you have, say, I don't know, what I bought Anakin. Okay, so my normal Anakin outfit on there would me like $50. If I were to buy it like 3 sizes bigger, they literally charge you like a $40 fee to go up in size, and it's just such a huge markup. It's not always worth it.
Or as an example, for the Beto, which they bought for pieces because we knew it wasn't gonna fit completely. The other Beto was like, I think $80, and hers ended up being $110 or something. They ridiculously upcharge for plus size.
However, Amazon Prime, the shipping is fantastic. Yes. Okay. Who here has made the mistake of shopping on AliExpress?
Not for cosplay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't buy cosplay from them anymore. So again, AliExpress, if you're buying accessories, pieces that you need, like a lot of Love Live cosplayers, I do a couple Love Live cosplays, and they're so old for some of them that the pieces do break or the pieces have worn down or gone missing. They will sell you just the accessories. You usually get a really good rate. However, the shipping takes forever, and you need to check the reviews on that. And as for full cosplays, that's also a very, you're playing a game of chance with that one.
I mean, I feel like you're playing a game of chance with anything you buy on AliExpress, because I bought K-pop cards on there, and they have not always been great. I don't use it for cosplay, because one of the issues that I have with it is the sizing. They never have, I am a plus size cosplayer, and they never have anything usually over an XL for anything super popular, and it's a struggle.
They're also pretty well known for body shaming. So I'm not a tiny girl, never have been. And I went to buy a Love Live cosplay from a seller on there who said that they were selling plus size Love Live cosplays. And they would ask you for your measurements. And then they'd be sure, well, are you sure those are the measurements? Well, those measurements are just too big. No one would be those sizes. Or we're not going to do that. Why are you advertising that you're selling for like 2X plus to then refuse the sale?
Yeah.
So AliExpress, if you're looking for a hard to find little knickknacks, might have a chance. It's good for older stuff, Love Life stuff. Past that though, no, there are better sites that you can find stuff on.
Absolutely. I agree with this one. I definitely agree with this one. eBay last resort.
eBay is.
I've had a couple okay cosplays from eBay, but usually I have to do custom size. Because a lot of the times, and even then, half of the time that I get the custom size, I get like, I'd send in the measurements and they'd be like, oh, we can't do this, it's too big. Like I was gonna get a Weiss from Ruby cosplay, and my friend was buying it for me for Christmas, and I sent them their measurements, and the seller sent them a message just like, oh, we can't do this outside of pattern, we don't have a pattern big enough, we're not gonna do it.
So accessories are more hit or miss on here than AliExpress, because they might throw them on there and you can pay for them and they will never arrive. And unlike most other sites, they will tell you it got lost and it's not their problem.
Also, I know, I just bring K-pop and everything because it's me. They will also do this for regular things. Like I bought an album and it never came. I paid $30 for it, it never came. I did get my money back, but that's not the point.
Message every seller before you actually pay them anything. And flat out tell them that you want to know for sure they're going to do something. Some of them will try and give you the runaround and be like, well, place the order and then I'll decide. No, be like, you can either tell me you're gonna do this and you have the tools to do this, or I can take my business elsewhere. If they really want your business and they can actually do it, at that point they'll be like, okay, yeah, this is what I can do for you. If they're, being shady, they're gonna either keep giving you the runaround or they'll stop responding.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And they will absolutely body shame you any chance you get. I tried to buy shoes for Sakura. Yeah, it was Sakura from Naruto. And they were custom made rubber booted outfit. And I got told my ankles were too big for the boots. Yeah, so they will absolutely body shame every part of you.
Yeah, no, like going back to my story, I absolutely got body shamed because they were like, oh, we don't have a big enough pattern.
They did fit my ankles. I don't know why he said that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There.
And my sugar baby. This is all you.
Okay. So, an important part of cosplays, especially if you're doing, sorry, a gender bent cosplay, if you're a female, if you're doing a male cosplay, this is very important. These two companies are really great, JC2B and For Them. I just actually recently came upon For Them. It's a company that is ran, and they had a panel of trans people who came in and said, this works, this doesn't. They're super friendly. Their staff like contacts you and make sure you're getting the right size. They make sure that everything fits and that you measured right. They come in different colors. They're very versatile. They're a lot flexible than most of the binders you can get. They come in different colors and different styles. Yeah. And then the other one is GC2B. They are a company that's been around for a while. They have tank binders, and then they have half chest binders. I have their tank one on right now. They're a little bit tougher than the For Them, but they hold out and they flatten much better than like say an Amazon binder.
They have some rockin' prints.
They do. They have great prints there.
This one has the better customized pricing where this one is.
Yeah. I definitely suggest For Them before GC2B. I have both. I love both. But the For Them has a better price for what you're getting. Also, going back to binders, besides these two companies, never, ever, ever, unless you were in a pinch, buy a binder that stretches over from Amazon.
You mean like the one I have?
Yes, like the one you have.
That I'm not wearing because it literally cut off circulation?
Yes, it will do that. It will do exactly that. It will cut off circulation. A lot of the times the clips will bend and like
Or
go
snap
right
out of place.
Snap out of place, stick right into your skin.
It literally broke the screen.
I've had this is kind of a horror story, but I've had a friend who had one of the ones that Velcroed, and it was so tight that they literally, their ribs were bruised, and their doctor's like, you can't wear this anymore. And I was like, why did you buy that in the first place? They're cheap, they're made of bad quality, they don't hold, and they have a better chance of cutting off your circulation, much like using ace bandages.
Yeah.
Don't do that either.
Don't do that. I did that. Don't do that.
I came to cosplay before the time of when binders was really popular.
Get to fill this slide out.
You must have. And
Oh, I know there is. It's on it.
and because of that, I did the ace wrap for so long, and it's just dangerous.
All right. So we're gonna move on to wigs. Who here has used wigs before? Awesome. Okay. So, who here has heard of Arda wigs? I'd hope so. They're apparently sponsoring this convention.
They are.
They are. I don't know if we're actually supposed to say that. So Arda is actually very, very high in quality. I love their wigs. I love having Arda wigs. If there's a cosplay I'm going to be doing for a long period of time, like I do Charlie from Has Been Hotel, my wig for her is an Arda wig, and I've had that going on 3 years. I can still fully brush it out. I can style it. After about 3 years of constant monthly use, it is starting to become a little bit worn down, and I'll probably replace it soon, but that's how much time I got out of an Arda wig. Here's the problem. They are incredibly pricey and often on back order for the US site. So there is actually a workaround if you still want your Arda wig. Arda Canada has all the exact same merchandise, and they're almost never on back order. So instead of, Arda having one site, they have two, split their entire stock between the two, and put most of their stuff in Canada, which you can freely access Arda Canada. It's really, really easy to do.
Yeah, well, I believe Arda is a
Arda US site. It even has a maple leaf to show you that you're on the Canadian site. They're never on back order.
I think it's because we're so close to Canada that we can order like that.
No, I think they just don't want to have to change sites.
Valid. Probably.
But no, Arda wigs are definitely the quality that you're looking for. Why did it disappear?
It's on the timer.
It's on the timer. Yes, I need to fix that. This is why you don't let Anakin make panels at 3 a.m.
No.
It's like buttons. Or buttons. Anyway, Epic Cosplay is also very good quality. You have not seen it. I have a wonderful, it's like a multicolor wig. It's called the mermaid wig, and the back is entirely blue, like out there on the 80s. It's that shade of blue, and then the front two bangs are in purple, and it is an Epic Cosplay wig, and it is just as good a quality. I've had it probably about 4 years. It's not used as often as my Charlie, but it is holding up. I can style it. However, the thing with Epic Cosplay is if you're going to be doing a lot of heavy styling, especially curling irons, flat irons, they tend to melt. Chris's Deku wig got sat on, I guess, like in the sun and melted.
Yeah. They had an Epic Cosplay wig. It was styled, it was like, they put it through a curler and stuff, and it started to melt, and then it sat in the sun, and it just flat out melted and got destroyed. Another thing to add with wigs though, just to think about, I know we're doing where to buy them, but
oh no, this is all advice.
Always use low temperatures when you're styling your wigs, when you're curling them, when you're flat ironing them, because a lot of the wigs that they sell are synthetic and they will melt.
Yeah. Make sure you read the reviews, even for Arda Epic Cosplay. No matter where you're buying your wig, make sure you actually read the review. And if it says that it's been tested for high-tech styling, still don't believe it. I've had a wig that I bought specifically because it was something that I needed to style up into a hoop, and it said it was for high temp, and it had a whole bunch of great ratings. Bought it. It melted after 20 minutes. At being at a medium temp, I think I was running it at the flat iron was maybe at like 100 degrees and it started to melt. Amazon is absolutely amazing for wigs. There is a great company on there,
Visca, yeah.
Yeah, Visca. I have 3 of their wigs, one of which is for my Charlie Vinta. Is it? I thought so.
Yeah.
So Visca wigs are really high quality. I've been able to style them. I've not had any issues with melting. But again, do not use high temperatures. It always ends badly.
The only thing I can say is, because this is one of their earlier wigs, it's a little sheddy, but it's not.
They do tend to shed, but after they get most of their shedding out, and like the first time you use it, you're going to have shedding, but that's any wig. But a lot of Amazon wigs, you're going to have a high.
Yeah, especially depending on the company, a lot of wigs will have pretty high shedding.
eBay, just don't do it.
Yeah. No, always don't.
Amazon before eBay. If that's the case, make the wig before eBay.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not
You'll
good.
save more money.
Yeah.
And then Facebook Marketplace and Facebook. So with the Love Live community, how many of you have ever done a Love Live or seen a Love Live cosplay? Yes. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about with how hard those wigs are to come by anymore. I have a coterie that I bought for a cyber coterie, and it's a very good quality. I bought it for $20 off some girl on Facebook from a Love Live group because she's like, here's a picture of me in cosplay, but I don't want to ever do this cosplay again. And I'm like, do you want to sell me your wig? And she said yes. And it was a fantastic buy. So Facebook Marketplace, Facebook fan groups, if your fandom has a fan group, join it and be like, hey, I'm looking for this. Somebody somewhere will probably sell it to you.
They also on Facebook have specific groups for buying and selling cosplay, like for regular and for plus size. I follow both. I usually go the regular just for wigs, but sometimes with the plus size, you have to be careful though, because people will advertise like, maybe an XL or something that's like,
And it's actually a medium.
up to 35 centimeters being like that's plus size to them when it's really truly not.
That's another thing. Somebody who is not necessarily plus size probably doesn't know what actually qualifies as plus size unless they are a genuine seller who is doing merchandise. If it's somebody on a yard sale site, they have no clue what they're talking about. Take it with a grain of salt and expect to have to make alterations. Alterations. Yeah.
I'd actually like to add a site for wigs.
Absolutely, go for it. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, it's called 5 Wigs. They're pretty good quality. They're not. Yeah, 5 Wigs.
I guess you guys search this a lot.
Yes, they are a very nice company. They do sell at conventions. Their wigs do run a little expensive, but they are really good. Yes, they are really good quality, and a lot of times, if you're looking for a specific character wig, they will have it there. They will have it by some weird name, but they have it there, and
that's not what I was expecting, but I mean, that is a perfect, like, Mercury. Not Mercury.
Neptune. Yeah, I have that Neptune wig.
You have that Neptune wig?
Yes, I do. But they are good for just specific cosplays if you're looking for it. And on their site, they do have a search bar that if you're searching for a character, you can put the name of the character in and it'll pop up the wigs that'll be good for it.
You mean like I just did?
Yes, like you just did. They also have it by color and by length, so it's a really good site. We are 22.
Alright, moving right along. Okay. Who here wears contacts? Either for cosplay or for prescription. Alright. So, here's some things you should probably know. Who here wears cosplay contacts with prescription? So, the US actually passed this really obnoxious law that says that you must have a doctor's note to order from offline, or well, online. There's a couple sites that have chosen to ignore that, and in doing so, you are taking those sites at a risk. However, those 2 sites would actually be these 2 here.
Yeah, Honey Color and Pinky Paradise.
But Honey Color has tried to stay with mostly FDA rated companies. Pinky Paradise is also. So that is something to be of note. If you are buying contacts online, if they're asking you for a prescription, they may decline the sale if you do not provide said prescription. There are sites that will go around that and break that law at their own choosing, mostly because they're probably not based in the US.
I feel like I know that company who's not on here, TGDI, sometimes if you put in the prescription and you leave like your doctors and stuff information, I find they never call or anything.
Yeah. I mean, Honey Color asked me for my prescription one time and then never asked again, and that prescription's been expired for like 5 years.
Yeah.
However, Honey Color, great selection. My Sith contacts are actually Honey Color. Decent pricing. I got them for $12. That's how much I spent myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are from Honey Color. They were $15 on the sale.
Yeah. They're often out of stock though. That's the thing with them. They do have such good pricing. They do have great quality products. They're often out of stock.
They are very popular.
Very. Pinky Paradise will often have the exact same contacts as Honey Color. I'm pretty sure they use the same supplier. They have about the same pricing. Their wait time is ridiculous. If I order from Honey Color, it'll be here in roughly 20 days. I ordered these 2 weeks before the con. I had them within 12 days of ordering.
Yeah, the only thing with some of the sites is you need to make sure that you give enough time for them to get it, because it depends on how far the place is from their supplier to get it, to get to their company and then send it out to you.
Yeah, I know with Honey Color, the contacts, my Sith contacts I currently have in, they came from Germany and it took about 12 days. So when there isn't, major holiday season or anything, I'd say most companies expect a 30-day turnaround time. It'll probably be much faster, especially if you pay for faster shipping. But realistically, you should probably be ordering your contacts at minimal 30 days out from the convention. Ideally, you'd want to do 60 days.
Yeah, never wait till the last minute.
Equipso, Also good selection, decent pricing. Shipping time, kind of hit or miss. I've never personally ordered from them. I do have a friend, Chris, has ordered from them.
I've also ordered from them.
You have?
I have my Tanjiro contacts from them. They are great for specific character contacts. Their other contacts are kind of hit or miss though.
Now, who has seen the Facebook ads for the $1 contact company called Hubble? Yeah, don't buy them. They are a scam. You will actually get contacts that are functioning. However, the material that they're using to make those contacts is from the 1970s. It will damage your eyes after prolonged use. So don't save yourself the trouble, spend the extra couple of dollars and order from a reputable company. Do not trust the Facebook ads for this company. I made that mistake, I bought them, ended up hurting my eye because I didn't know at the time. They were just starting out and most people didn't know that they were scamming. And that's actually how I found out. When my doctor checked the contacts, that's when we found out the material was actually discontinued for use for contacts in like the 80s. It hasn't been a thing since 1970. So yeah, don't buy it.
I didn't even know that. I ordered from them, but they sent, and I gave them my prescription, but they sent me the wrong prescription.
Oh yeah, they'll do that too.
So like, I didn't even know that, but that's good to know.
Yeah, no, it seems like a great deal. It's not. They are totally scamming. Alright, so we're gonna go over materials for actually making cosplay. Who here makes your own cosplays? You guys are champs. I'm lazy, and I tend to skip over doing that step sometimes. Especially if it requires lumber.
Yeah.
So, who here has worked with foam? Perfect. So, this is a, oh, what? Okay, no, that is not where we're at. This is why you fish. Materials. There we go. Okay. TNT cosplay morning. TNT. It would help if I can spell it in it. So this is a new company that just popped up out of Texas. They are a supply company for foam, and they are actually one of the cheapest companies I have found.
I've actually ordered from them. I ordered some foam. I've yet to work with for my Voltron armor. I run across a cosplayer who used it, and they're decently priced for their foam.
Yeah, I can't go to Joann's and buy foam for $20 anymore, so this is definitely, they have had fantastic reviews so far. I know a couple people. Neko, one of my photographer friends, actually uses this company to make weapons. So it is a very good up-and-coming company. And they are based here in the U.S. We have very few companies that are actually support our hobby here in the U.S. So it's nice to see when there are more popping up. As for buying spray paints and other things that you might need, just go to Home Depot or Lowe's. There are websites that will tell you, we have this specific cosplay paint. Don't buy it. It is overpriced and oftentimes not good quality. You can get the same color at Home Depot and I promise it'll work just as well.
And a lot of times with their paints and stuff, they can mix and make paints for you.
Yeah. Walmart literally sells just about everything. If it is a basic material, sewing equipment, anything, go to Walmart. Go to Walmart.com. You can often find this stuff on sale from third-party sellers at half price.
Anything you need to modify, you can always get from Walmart too.
Walmart is God for buying stuff. Yeah, and then of course you have Michael and Joann's. They have the actual craft paints, the sewing products that you can foam. Wobble sometimes. The larger Joann's will have wobble. Most craft supplies. However, in recent years, they've hiked the prices. It's unfortunate that prices are going up. They've hiked them. But there are other companies now that are stepping up in trying to compete with better pricing. So if you're looking for foam, paint, something basic, something that you need to modify or to build. Like I'm trying to build a whole centaur. PVC piping from Home Depot is cheaper than actually ordering the stuff online.
Absolutely.
Here we go. So, who here has made a cosplay and started with a base dress and just gone wild with it, like your imagination for a while? That is great. keep up that spirit. Goodwill. Our friend Ace, when we were trying to make them a Tiffany cosplay, they ended up design, but we actually went to Goodwill and found quite a few white dresses that very closely mimicked what Tiffany was wearing in the new season of Chucky. So yeah, Goodwill, you can find a decent base dress, and then you can just modify it. Because I mean, it sucks to have to go to Walmart or Target and buy a $40 dress or $20 dress and then cut it up. When you can go to Goodwill and spend $5 and cut it up.
Yeah, it's a lot of the times you can find like even for the characters who have like basic clothes. My friend bought a blazer the color of Oron, and we just sewed a patch on it, and then they had their Oron cosplay.
Goodwill and other thrift stores can actually be good for vintage stuff as well. All my steampunk fans out there. That is, whenever I need to do something steampunk related, I start at Goodwill or other local thrift stores because I can usually find something dumb that I can turn into a steampunk design. And it is so much cheaper than buying the pre-made steampunk kits off Amazon. Anything to add to that?
No, sorry.
Alright, wait, I do have one more thing to add to that. So who here is from PA? I love our state. So there is actually a yearly, I guess it's like not a yard sale. Basically, it's this event, and you can search it on Facebook, where the Salvation Army and a Goodwill get together. They collect a ton of fabric, and they sell it for like $1 to $10, and it's like thousands of bolts of fabric that they're selling. It takes place in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and you can pick up some great material there. So events like that, if you're not from PA and you can't get to that, or if you are looking for something and it's not around the time, just check Facebook for events. There are actually a lot of fabric parties. It's what they're going by now.
Yeah. Oh, adding to that, just yard sales in general, especially during the summertime. My community has a lot of communities will have yard sales that are like the whole street, and you'll just go up and down.
You haven't invited me?
We didn't have one on our street this year. I don't think anybody was ready for it.
I expect a text message next time.
All right.
I think there's one at the end of September.
What?
I think there's one at the end of September near
There
me.
is. I got you. Okay, we're going. All right, commissions. Who's commissioned a piece before? Yeah. How'd that go for you?
Horrible.
You're wearing it? It looks gorgeous. You went horribly, and I saw a thumbs up back there. So that right there shows you the range. With commissions, unfortunately now, as our community does grow, as the popularity of cosplay and conventions grow, there are people trying to take advantage of us. It is very unfortunate. It is very sad. But there are people that claim they can commission something and build something for you. They'll take your money, they'll take like a down payment, they'll be like, oh, well, for me to do this commission, I need 5, 10, 25% up front, and then the rest upon the completion of the item. They charge you, $200, take a 25% fee, and then run with that money. They do that to 30 people in a day. They've made a ton of money, and they'll never complete the project. So you need to do your research on anyone that's doing commission. Don't be scared to text them or message them, email them, however they want to chat.
I personally make commissions. I haven't done it in a while, but I will occasionally take commissions. I usually guarantee photos. I feel like it's important to make sure when you're getting a commission from somebody else to ask for photos. Be like, hey, how's the product doing? Can I see a picture? Most times, most sellers like me are willing to give you a picture.
The work in progress.
It's not hard to snap a picture.
Yeah, so ask for the portfolio. If it's an up and comer, they might not have a full portfolio. But you can ask for recommendations from a friend. Be like, hey, do you have anyone that can recommend your work? So ask them for recommendations, a portfolio. Ask them for the work in progress photos. They will usually send that. And if after 30 days you don't have anything from them, it's time to start questioning them. I do know somebody that commissioned a project, waited 6 months before they messaged the seller to find out where it was, Turned out the seller had deleted everything off of Facebook, took like $500 from them and ran. They never got that money back. And had they not waited so long, they might have caught the person sooner. But they waited 6 months before they decided to question. So if your seller tells you it's going to be done in 14 days, and 14 days comes and goes, message them. If it tells them, oh, it's going to take me 2 months, at the 30-day mark, shoot them a message and be like, I want an update.
Yeah, as somebody who does make commissions, I've had people message me, please don't message your seller every single day. They are trying. But I've had people message me at like the 10-day mark, 30-day mark, being like, hey, how much is this? How are you doing? And I'm usually willing to go, here, I have this done, or I have most of it done. Here's a picture.
Also, if the only place that they have set up to view anything is a Facebook or Instagram, and they don't have any form of a formal email, formal website set up, or even an Etsy store, be wary. A lot of people that are doing commissions professionally and taking money, not somebody who's just starting out, we will do questions right at the end of the video, okay? I just have to watch time. We have 10 minutes. Oh, so we need to move right on. Yeah. Dealer's hall. Don't buy anything in the dealer's hall. It's not worth it anymore.
A lot of times, I brought something in the dealer's hall. A lot of times they won't have correct sizes. The cosplay doesn't look correct. It's not like exactly accurate. And if you're looking for something accurate, it's not a great place to buy a cosplay.
And you almost always can't return or replace it. They will not.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Just don't do it. 10 years ago, this might have been a thing. Don't do it. Don't make that mistake. Okay. I made that mistake for you, so you don't have to. All right. So now we will be doing questions because we have 10 minutes. So,
Okay.
you had a question.
Yeah, my question was just like how, like if you wanted to dispute it, because I know sometimes like if you like pay through PayPal or like your bank, you dispute it. How long would you recommend waiting after like messaging like a seller for like an update? How long would you?
If I'm disputing something and I believe it's going to be an issue, I start taking screenshots of the first day I contacted them, our agreed upon amount and time frame, and the last time they contacted me. And typically my bank, if they haven't responded within 7 days, we'll start to look into it. If there's been no communication for 7 days, every bank is different though, so that's best to ask your bank what their turnaround time is. Because at that point you're filing a chargeback.
Also, if you notice something shady, it's better to dispute sooner rather than later.
Okay. Yes, the sooner you can figure out something's going wrong, the better your chances to get money back. And it is a huge risk. PayPal is actually getting really good about getting money back. I've not had any issues recently with PayPal. In the beginning, they were kind of iffy. They'd always take the seller side. But if you go with the proof, be like, hey, here's my screenshots from day 1 to day 20 with nothing, they've got your back most times.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah, that big yard sale they talked about in Colossalcon, when does that usually happen?
The last time they had that was actually last September. It appears that they usually set it up sometime between August and October. I will see if I can find it.
Yeah, usually it's
You know what I'm
anywhere.
talking about, right?
Yes. I don't know when it is usually, but it does go from anywhere from August to September.
Let me see if it'll just fabric sale. Oh, yeah, here it is.
It looks like this year it's on October 7th to October 8th.
Yeah, here it is. So it is headed by the Salvation Army. Don't care for your ad, sir. Okay, well, it's not gonna let me do it. But yeah, you can just look up that sale. Oh, are you going to let me in that? No?
No.
No. Well, I'm not gonna do it. This year it does appear to be October 7th to 9th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the 9th is 9 a.m. to noon. And it is a really good sale. I've gone up 2 or 3 times. And they've always had quite a lot. I got some fantastic fabric to use as an Elsa cape at Elsa that I made that cape.
Maybe I'll go to my own then.
Send pictures. But yeah, so that is a really, really good place to pick things up. I highly recommend going if you get the chance. Anyone have any other questions?
Any other questions?
Is it about a birdhouse?
It's not about birdhouses, I promise. It's more so just adding on to the PayPal.
Okay.
Like if you ever have like a vendor saying, "Oh, hey, send it to me through friends and family," you're more than likely not going to get your money back. It's like any reputable vendor would say, for business, you can even offer to pay a fee.
Yeah. So, unless you personally know the person, like you are hanging out with them on a regular basis, like this one here, I'd send friends and family. Anyone else, no. If you request me to send friends and family, I'm going to start questioning if I want to do business with you. Why? Because friends and family, you can't actually always get that money back.
The only time I suggest friends and family is if you're an artist alley and you're like
Yeah, if you're buying the product right there in front
right
of them.
there and you can see the quality of the product, then it's okay. But before that, don't do it.
Yes.
For which lenses, which I would want to try for more comfortable situations, like where, like just drawing out.
So, I always find honey color to be the most comfortable and to last the longest, but I also, what I do just because I'm going to be in, like my sis contact, I'll have in probably 12 hours today. My eyes will dry out. I actually get a bottle of eye drops, and at about 6 hours in, I just put the contact eye drops in, and it refreshes them, and I've been doing that for years, and it's never caused drying out of my eyes, and it is something my doctor recommended for me to do. So that might be something you want to try, is just get those, like, Walmart sells like a bottle of the contact refresh for like, I think $6.
Yeah.
And that might help keep your eyes shut.
Even Rising has like a contact refresh.
Yeah, but the Walmart brand is $2 cheaper.
That's true.
Save the $2.
Well, I know some people only trust brands. So if you only trust brands, Rising does have one. But it is a very good tip. I've done it for years.
Any other questions? If it's about a birdhouse, you're off the team.
It's not about a birdhouse, I promise. But I know you were mentioning like materials from retailers and places. Yeah, you would recommend buying from. Would there be any places that you wouldn't recommend buying materials from?
Yes. Don't buy from Mood. I know, like, Project Runway advertises the hell out of Mood. Their fabric, while good quality, is overpriced because they are on a TV show. And I've had quite a few people be like, oh, I only buy from Mood. Okay, well, show me the fabric you bought. Oh, you bought that? Guess what? I bought that same fabric at Walmart for $10 cheaper.
Another thing, they don't individually sell on their own site, but this is a brand at Joann's that I do not recommend getting. The Yaya Han cosplay fabric. It is overpriced. It is
Poor quality.
not great quality. Often it has very garish patterns and it's not exactly what you're looking for. If you get it on discount, it's a different story. Like, my partner works at Joann's, and they
sale because none of it is sold for the year.
yeah, none of it's sold, and she gets super cheap, so that's when we buy it.
Basically, if it's something that's been on a TV show or it's being self-promoted by somebody that's kind of sort of famous, double check the pattern elsewhere. I guarantee you can probably find it for cheaper. And in our overly priced hobby, we always need to save the monies. Yep. All right, so we are actually going to wrap up here. The next panelists can start setting up. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you guys were able to learn a lot. And if you enjoyed our panel today, make sure you stop by and tell CCE that you enjoyed it so we can come back next year. We love you guys. Thank you.
Also, if you want to talk to us, we do have booths in the market that we're selling stuff at. I have there. Yes, they have lip balms. I have K-pop bracelets. My partners are selling anime bracelets. Come by, you can grab our socials there. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you guys. Even in the video.